I want everybody to pay attention to this traffic cluster that has been created. Traffic clusters are created for several reasons, but one is because, for whatever reason, people like to ride in packs. And when you have a pack of 3 or 4 or more cars, and they come across a situation where someone is trying to pass, but yet pass slowly, a cluster develops. So this is another reason why you don't want to ride in a cluster or be in a cluster in any way. It is best to avoid the cluster. Looks like Santa Claus on the side of the road there. So one of the ways what you can do to avoid a cluster is to speed away safely from other traffic. Another way of doing it is using your brake pedal while in the furthest right-hand lane available to you, and slow down using your brake pedal. Keep away from other people. Spread out. There's plenty of room on the road for us to spread out. Once you spread out, then traffic can more freely flow. Think of it like you do a river. If you start throwing trees into the river is going to slowly, to some degree, dam up and cause the river to clog up. That's not very effective when it comes to moving the most amount of gallons per minute in the river. Same is true for traffic. If you join a cluster, then you are damming up the river of traffic that we are in. We have several people in the left-hand lane. I try to merge. This person merged right with me, but they're not passing anybody. All right, they're slowly passing. The person in the right-hand lane just has a turn signal on, and they evidently do not know it. Yeah, I don't think they know it. So I'm going to do what I can to pass people on the right-hand side, as this lane is fully available. I don't know why people are so scared of the right-hand lane, but the right-hand lane is here for us all to use, especially those of us who are not passing people. But if I want to pass people, I am now required to use the right-hand lane when people are clustering up the center and left lane. As I merge into the left lane or the center lane with a signal, and I now have to merge again into the left lane because of the semi-tractor in front of me. He is wanting to pass up traffic. See how easily that's flowing? Not difficult at all. So when you see traffic in clusters, avoid the clusters. Alright, here we are approaching a Honda in the left-hand lane, passing nobody, driving illegally. So I'm going to make the attempt to pass on the right. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. It's going to be a tight one. Yeah. Yep. It's tight. I'm sure I made them a little bit nervous, but they weren't passing anybody. So, what are you doing in the left-hand lane? Start passing people. And if you're not passing somebody, get the hell over. This right here is the safest way to drive. And it's not my objective to be the safest driver or try to get you to be the safest driver. Just a little bit safer as a traffic and whole is what we all should be leaning towards. As you see here, we got two vehicles in the left-hand lane, a CRV Honda and a, what is that? A Ford some sort of small Ford. As you can tell, they don't need to be the left-hand lane. The Ford got into the right lane, and then they merged into another right lane. So what reason did they have to be in the far left lane in the first place? Just low IQ. That's all I can figure. Because if you can't problem solve very well, then you have a low IQ. If you're able to problem solve, then the higher problems, the greater the problems you're able to solve, the higher your IQ is. So if you can't solve the simple problem of what lane is most effective for me and others around me, and you choose the incorrect lane by far, you have a low IQ. It is not difficult. You don't need the law to tell you what is right or wrong. If that is what is required of you, then you have a low IQ. So let's see how traffic merges on this on/off ramp. I'm going to get in behind this Honda to an open space. Let's see if they can merge over or they're going to stay here in the exit lane. Okay, they're going to stay here in the exit lane. All right. They must be doing one of these freeway U-turns, which are legal and safe to do, but confusing at first because it's not something that you see regularly. All right, let's continue. I'm not moving my camera. All right, now here we are. We are on the interstate, and let's see how traffic has arranged itself. As we can see, there is a silver vehicle in the center lane that the semi-tractor is attempting to pass and having a great deal of time doing that. So this has caused many people to fall in behind the semi-tractor and cause a cluster. So now I'm going to choose to use the far right-hand lane to pass people because people can't figure out that the left lane is for passing, center lane is for passing, right lane is where you belong at if you're not passing somebody. So I'm going to get in front of this other vehicle, and now we see the results of a cluster. A cluster is a group of vehicles by which they are not wanting to pass one another, or if they do, the ones being passed doesn't choose to use the furthest right-hand lane available to them. And this causes a series of clusters that carries on for many times, many miles. Do not join a cluster. It's dangerous for you and dangerous for others. That guy wasn't paying attention at all.